Hi there, my name is Michael Den here, and along with Peter Woods, today's presentation is about integrated strategic change. Now you're probably wondering what those logos mean on the front screen. What we'll do for today's presentation, we'll go through at a high level what integrated strategic change is, so just looking at the definitions, as well as looking at some companies that have actually integrated change successfully and across those four streams, which is diagnose, choose, design and implement. We'll also touch on some companies that haven't integrated change quite successfully, as well as have a case study at the end looking at Qantas and what they could potentially be doing. But first, let's go to this next video, which actually looks at a bit of a visionary into change.
Into a bike shop, the first bike shop in Mountain View, and Paul Terrell, the then owner of the bike shop, which was that he wanted them fully assembled and tested, ready to go, which is a new twist. So we spent the next 5 days on the phone to distributors and convinced the electronics, and we built 100 computers and we paid off the distributors, and that's how we got started.
Thanks, that's Steve, and for those that don't know, that was Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. So bringing that back to the topic of integrated strategic change, so it's probably worthwhile that we just touch on the definition before we go into how that relates to the video that we just saw. So the definition of integrated strategic change, according to Waddell, Cummings and Worley, it is the deliberate and coordinated process that leads to gradual, radical, systemic realignments between both the environment and an organization's strategic orientation, and that results in both an improvement in performance and effectiveness. Also Steve recognised the need for continual realignment in a famous quote: "If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something." This is a powerful statement that Steve made. As stated earlier, it reinforces the need to continually realign to both the environment and an organization's strategic orientation, which is a good segue into the three key features of integrated strategic change. So we've touched on the strategic orientation itself, which is the strategy and the organization design. The second part is the actual plan itself, and the third is the individuals and groups across the organization that are integrated into that plan. So if we go back to Apple computers, so the plan was to build and sell computers to the local distributor. The second feature of integrated strategic change is the strategic plan through an integrated process. The process itself is creating the plan, gaining support, plan implementation, and execute. So if I relate that back to the Apple example, the business partner supported Steve Jobs to manufacture the computer boards and to sell them to the local computer shop. That was really the end-to-end plan when Apple first started. Obviously that changed over time. The third part, or the third key feature of integrated strategic change, is having the individuals and groups across the organization integrated into the plan. And luckily for Apple at the time, it was two people, which was Steve Jobs and his business partner. Continuing on with the third feature, the plan was to manufacture and sell computers to the local store. However, the plan did change once consumer demand increased, requiring more people and the expansion of Apple computers. And that's a good segue into the next topic, which is application stages. And for this, we'll use the example of Google and understanding the current strategy that Google had, the strategic choice it needed to make, and then the plan to get from the old strategy to the new strategy. It really uses the four phases of integrated strategic change, which we previously covered off, which is the analysis, exercise the strategic choice, designing a change plan, and then implementing that plan. But before we get into the four stages of application stages, we might just cover off where Google has been and where it's going in the future.
Two students who wanted to make the best search engine work. What is behind that screen?
Right, a ton of algorithms that determine what we show and when we show it. So for example, if you were to do a query quickly, and then as you can see, we have sort of two areas on the page. We have the organic search results, which you will see on the left-hand side. And then you have all of your advertising, which you will see as sometimes the top results on the page. These are clearly marked in a different color. And then we also have them on the right-hand side of the page.
When reviewing Google through the application stages framework, the first step is to have a look at strategic analysis. Strategic analysis, again, is diagnosing the readiness to change, the strategy of Google, and the organization design. Now, Google is quite unique in the sense that its readiness to change is quite high. It has a highly collaborative working environment. It has clear communication pathways with its staff. It also has a flat structure, and this is something that Larry Page and Sergey Brin have purposefully designed to allow Google to be highly agile and able to change its strategic approach fairly quickly. Through this strategic analysis, we can diagnose that Google needed to look at beyond search, and as pointed out in the video, its search product was best in market. However, it was highly reliant on search, which therefore is a good segue into the second stage. Stage 2 of the application stages is exercising strategic choice. This step is the desired state of Google, and through the strategic analysis, they had understood that the company was too focused in search. The aspiration for Google was to look beyond search and expanding its product range and app range, and this included email and other devices, including mobile. It also wanted to continue fostering work collaboration by adding additional staff benefits, like including free days, included meals, etc. And by doing this, it allowed them to attract the best talent in market. So this was the desired end state, which would then lead quite well into the second and third stages of the application stages. The third stage of the application stages is designing the strategic plan. This is really how Google will get there. So this is a comprehensive agenda from moving from A to B, so the current state to the future state, and it's really just breaking it down into a to-do list effectively. So for Google, they need to develop an email platform. They also need to develop a mobile operating system, and they also needed to develop the world's best practice in benefits. The final stage is really implementing, so this is just taking the plan itself and executing, and through the execution they've been able to develop a Gmail, Android platform for mobile devices, and build a university-like culture with free meals, gym, and a great work-life balance.